Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back. I'm Leah, and I am joined by Katie and Bonnie and Lauren, and we are spending a year focusing on personal and collective well-being by learning from women of history. This month's theme is healing and mental health, and Bonnie already talked about Lita Stettler. Nope, there's no L's in it. Stetter. Hollingworth. There we go. Yeah! I was worried I was going to just, tongue dumble all over that. That's not a word. Exactly. Do all those things. But before I share my pick, I wanted to ask a question about well-being. So my question, it's a little bit of a deeper one, but it's how do you grieve? And there's so many different things that we can grieve about. It's not even necessarily the death of a loved one. It could be the end of a job or the end of an era or, grieving the person you once were or something like that. But how do you grieve?
That's a hard question.
It is.
I threw that out there just to fill the silence.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I have been just like a mess, if anything, that even hints at particularly a dog dying.
Yeah.
Since my dog died, anything on TikTok, I will still watch it. There was one the other day of someone letting out their dog, and the dog had a dog sibling that was no longer with them, but the dog was still doing the same routine, and it was he knows you're gone, but he doesn't understand to do anything different. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah. Because we as humans do the same thing too, right? So, yeah. I dig it. Yeah. It's a sad one for sure.
I disassociate.
That's fair.
Yeah.
100%.
It was, as my therapist would say, our tools are helpful until they're not. And it became unhelpful. And so then I had to learn how to stop. And learning how to stop dissociating when you are automatically doing it without realizing it, it can be kind of hard.
Yeah,
So
because it's a comfort. There's a reason why you do it.
There's a reason why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead I had an opposite of disassociating. I went really hardcore, deep, shadow work, child healing, inner child healing, complete total breakdown. I think my friends were very tired of me crying last year. They weren't, but
crying's always good.
It is. But I'm one of those people who is there's no in between. It's I'm either all in disassociating or I am all in working through my problems. And luckily I'm on the other side.
Yeah. I once had a character sketch for a character that I made in my head that I actually never wrote into anything. And her name was Switch. And she was that. She was either on or off. Mm-hmm. There was never an in-between with this particular character. Because I found it fascinating where it's hey, they're both coping strategies. I get it. Katie, what about you? I know. Sorry, everybody.
I'm not good with emotions. So I typically tend to try to make a joke, which does not go over very well.
But sometimes it can help.
A lot of times with people. Yeah. Not always people's cup of tea with things. I really feel you, Bonnie, with the feeling nauseous and the anxiety. Because my first thought when you previewed this was going to be your question, a little behind the scenes for you folks out there, was the week that my grandmother was in the hospital dying. I shit my pants. So I guess I deal with grief by shitting my pants.
Right? That's fair.
Yeah. So
I mean, that sucks, but I mean, it's fair as a response.
So I internalize a lot of my emotions until they blow out my ass.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's my grief methods.
Trauma does weird things.
It does.
Yeah.
The body reacts how the body's going to react, right?
Yeah. So
I'm always
when you don't listen, the body yells.
Yeah. You know,
I'm
so I'm
also
learning
worried.
to sit with my feelings a little better. But yeah, go ahead, Bonnie. Sorry.
No, I was saying, I'm also always worried that I'm gonna make a joke too soon.
Yeah.
Right. But you're probably trying to just cut the tension and just lighten and alleviate and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's not coming from a, you know,
No, the intensity is
No.
a bit much for me sometimes, but um although like I think there becomes a time and a place, and I remember at the grandma I'm talking about at my granny's funeral, like when we were back at my great uncle's house, her brother, and we were all just as family sitting around talking about and sharing memories. We got to some funny memories that we all enjoyed
yeah.
sharing and laughing at and that kind of thing. So
You
yeah,
eventually get to there.
I
Yeah.
think, you know, in the grief process, there's when you're talking, especially maybe about grieving the loss of a person, being able to
Yeah.
share stories with people that love the person as well when you're ready for that moment. That's a huge part of it that I enjoy.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I think for me with grieving, the immediate thing that I turn to is music. And so that's why, whether it is a death of a loved one or an end of an era or anything like that, it is very much that music. And sometimes it'll have to be angry music to like write, you know what I mean? Like, oh, all of this, it has to start sometimes with that to eventually then kind of lead into either something more gentle or poetic or maybe even, you know, a light and fluffy kind of memory song sort of thing. Um, uh, One of my best friends who passed away, who I talk about a lot, Deborah Kemp, for some odd reason, there's this kinship with the Prince song Bat Dance. I remember mentioning to her that I loved that song and they never played it on the radio. And now every time I hear it on the radio, I feel like there she is. She's like, haha, bitch, they play it on the radio. I told you. And so it's Bat Dance. It's about Batman and Prince being in love with Kim Basinger. Like it has nothing to do with Debs, but it's that lighthearted, okay, all right, I feel you around. I like that. But I'm also grieving at the same time. So it ends up kind of ebbing and flowing through music. And I picked that question because I'm going to talk about a musician. And I'm going to talk about a musician who goes through grief and changes and trauma and depression and confusion and anger and all of that stuff. And has made it into 9 albums and more, many more soundtracks, but 9 albums and 30 million records worldwide sold so far because she is still with us. So for the theme of healing and mental health, every time I try to figure out who to pick, all roads led to Demi Lovato. It was very weird. I'm like, hold on, maybe there's somebody else. Like, let me look at her story a little bit, but then also let me kind of look around. But I kept finding interesting things in her story that were a different facet to healing and mental health. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dig in deep to Demi Lovato's story for y'all. So she is an artist that is constantly evolving and experimenting with her voice and with her sound. She's not just acoustic. She's not just metal. She's not just a Disney princess. Like she's gone through a variety of different sound, but she also struggles with mental illness and she turns that struggle into being an advocate for others, to be that light in the dark, either with her advocacy or with her music. So it's kind of a both and sort of thing. Um, but I'll start at the beginning, which is not that long ago. So Demi Lovato was born Demetria Divine Lovato. Her birthday is the week that this episode is airing. Her birthday is August 20th, right?
Okay.
Her mom was a Dallas cheerleader, a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and her father was a musician and an engineer. Her parents did divorce when she was 2. She had a very strained relationship with her father. She said at one point he was mean, but he wanted to be a good person. She also said at one point that he struggled from mental illness as well. So, but she grew up in Texas. Before she was 10 years old, she learned to play piano and guitar and was taking dancing and acting lessons.
Did she spend much time with her dad?
Not much. No, because
Okay.
she was only
Primarily
2.
with mom.
Yeah, she was only 2 when he left, and then it was just kind of like, let's just estrangement sort of thing. So
Okay.
he would come back into her life a couple of times, especially when Demi had like a stepdad in the equation, and it was very much of, I'm glad you have somebody else that I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
estrangement, yet plugging in and out.
Okay.
Exactly. But she really wanted to be a performer before she was 10. Like this was her idea. She was signing up for all of the things. From 2002 to 2004, she was on Barney and Friends.
Aww.
Yes, she was.
What?
This is when I first saw her, because this was the year that my youngest daughter was watching Barney. She's the one with glasses on, if that helps. In 2002 to 2004, Demi Lovato's, she played Angela, was her character name. But she had glasses, and Barney was on the TV right around this time. By the way, Selena Gomez was also on that same season.
I had no idea.
I didn't know Barney even lasted that long.
Oh, yeah. There's a new cycle of kids. Like, almost every year. Sometimes some of the kids will stay for 2 years, but you age out of the show.
My niece has a Barney toy, so I think it's still a thing.
It's still a thing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Barney and Friends. You learn your numbers, you're counting, and you're singing, and you're dancing. So a few years after Barney, because there's always that after Barney time, she was on Disney Channel. So she was first in these little 5-minute shorts. They kind of aired in between the episodes. It was called As the Bell Rings. She would play guitar. She would be with an ensemble, and they would do like a little 5-minute thing. She was auditioning for multiple projects while she was doing that one, because that one was going to be very temporary. And she got 2 big roles at the same time. The first one she got was the Disney original movie, Camp Rock. Please tell me that somebody on this episode has heard or seen of Camp Rock. Anybody?
I've seen that and the second one.
Yes!
Do you know
Is there a third one? Because I've seen that one too. I've seen
There's just 2, thank goodness. But
I
I mean, there's 2.
I think there's only 2. I've seen them both. Well, there's a
Do
third.
you know where I've seen
there is a third one coming out.
Oh.
Have you seen Camp Rock at a camp, Katie? Is that what you're...
No,
Okay.
Do you know where I saw Camp Rock?
Shit, was it at my house?
Oh, it was at your house.
It was at my house.
It was at your house while babysitting your children.
My children were all up in Camp Rock.
They so were. And yep, that's how I know Demi Lovato from watching Camp Rock at your house.
Well, that's good, because then
watching your kiddos.
Then I barely have to explain it. It's one of those like Star Wars where you explain the plot of it and it just sounds stupid, but I will explain the plot.
I was gonna say,
if Bonnie hasn't seen it.
Yeah. I did not grow up watching the Disney Channel, so all of the Disney Channel stuff, I'm like, what?
It is
what
a
is it?
foreign land.
Justin Bieber, and I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean?
This one is the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
So so even for our listeners who have not heard of this over encapsulating wonderness that is Camp Rock, it's a camp for gifted teens. It has the Jonas Brothers in it. It was very much a vehicle for the Jonas Brothers. The story is, and I'm not going to use their character names because who cares? Joe Jonas needs to clean up his act and get out of the limelight, so he goes back to the old camp.
A bad boy.
A bad boy.
A bad boy.
But he hears this voice that is so magical, and it reminds him of the music he used to love, and he has to find who sang the song. But when he goes into the room, that voice, Demi Lovato, is gone. And so he's trying to find her. It's very like, Roxanne from Cyrano de Bergerac and all that. So it has elements that are familiar, adorable, and the music really does rock. And there is 2 of them. Yeah. And apparently a third. That's terrifying.
Yeah, the third one.
But Camp Rock, it was a huge opening door for Demi Lovato. She signed a deal with Hollywood Records. She went on tour with the Jonas Brothers. She did date one of the Jonas Brothers for a while too. She also at the same time got the role for a TV series, Sunny with a Chance. She was the lead in Sunny with a Chance. She played that main character. She also was in immediately another Disney film called Princess Protection Program, where she was with Selena Gomez, her Barney and Friends friend. But all of this kind of, except for Barney and Friends, all of this happened within 2 years. So she had the As the Bell Rings TV show, the Camp Rock movie. She recorded an album. She went on tour with the Jonas Brothers. She did the show Sunny with a Chance. She recorded another album, and then she did that movie Princess Protection Program. She's like 16 or 17 in that time period of doing all of that stuff. And then there's Camp Rock 2, and it's the whole cycle again of album and tour and movie and all that stuff.
She was huge.
She was.
Like,
she
mega star. And tabloids everywhere. Just, yeah.
She was the new Hannah Montana.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, she was basically, it was her and Miley that the tabloids were just
all over it. Exactly. So with that kind of pace, what on earth can keep you awake and thin and on stage? Maybe drugs? All the drugs?
Some speed.
Just, either drugs or brown M&Ms. This is pretty much, like what I've been taught, the brown M&Ms to keep Ozzy on stage that night. Right.
She needs those caffeine pills like Jessie from Saved by the Bell. Those are the TV shows I watched.
That was the serious episode, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's so serious.
This is very true. Yeah. My thought is maybe you don't work kids that hard where they have to turn into commodities and turn into drugs to perform on stage. But that's just me. I'm crazy that way.
They need to earn the money.
They need to sell those lunchboxes, right? Yeah.
Work children.
What is your value if it's not tied to money?
Right? Exactly. It's terrifying. Well, in 2011, so this is after Camp Rock 2, but right on that second go of activity, a backup dancer on Demi's tour was going to rat her out for being on drugs. And so Demi punched her. She then got fired from the tour and she went into rehab. So a lot of times people will say, the 2011 Demi Lovato incident. And she's like, you mean when I punched a backup dancer? That's the incident you're talking about? She's very upfront with it of, I had a breakdown. It was the worst. But she was struggling with drugs. She was struggling with bulimia. She was causing self-harm. And she was 18 years old. And she was diagnosed with bipolar depression, which is the same as my mom, which is the same as my role model, Carrie Fisher. So it was one of those things where I'm going, oh, this makes sense why the universe is learn about Demi Lovato. So what came as a serious low point in her life, she decided to turn that around and she became a spokesperson for an initiative that is focused on helping people with mental illness advocate for themselves and for others. And that group is called Be Vocal. I like that it's, she's an artist. She uses her voice. She's a musician and be vocal about it. She did speak up at the 2016 Democratic National Convention, asking for there to be more awareness and help for mental health. She also publicly condemned the Disney Channel for airing episodes that joked about eating disorders. And those episodes were removed from heavy rotation. So,
good for her.
Not rotation, but heavy rotation.
Correct, exactly. Because, the episodes still exist. They didn't delete them completely. They just didn't re-air them. That's a win for Disney.
I wonder if they're still available on streaming, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
They've been removing some stuff from streaming.
Yeah. Oh, somebody will still have their recorded copy and they will upload it onto YouTube until Disney takes it down. It will keep coming back. Because shaming Disney is somebody's part-time job.
Yeah.
That's just my though.
Right there. Exactly. Yes. The love-hate.
I do. It is a love-hate relationship.
Fair. Demi also won awards for her advocacy, including the Lovato Treatment Scholarship Program, where she pays for treatment costs for mentally ill patients. It is named actually in memory of her father, who died in his 50s of cancer. So it is a way of taking that kind of trauma and stigmatism and trying to make it helpful for people. She was also a executive producer on a short documentary called Beyond Silence. And that documentary weaves together 3 people with mental illness speaking up about the keys to living well. She's quoted in Variety as saying, quote, "You can hear in the documentary how different they are, but how alike they are. It's important that we get the message out there because mental health is so important. It's just so important as a physical health." So it was very important to her. In that same article, they asked about her recovery. And she said, "There's something about when you speak out, that they're being very vocal about your story. It's inviting others who are dealing with that same thing. And you can have an impact on that person's life. And it does something for you spiritually. It makes you want to tell the story again and again." So she saw what happened to her and what she was going through as a way to kind of help other people. But in 2018, she had a relapse. She was sober for 6 years. She hadn't punched a backup dancer in 6 years, but she had a drug overdose of oxycodone that was laced with fentanyl, and she nearly died. Like, it was real bad. It also led to many more health problems, just surviving health problems that happened because of that, because of her body shutting down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then there was also massive internet rumors because she's a Disney Channel incubated star. So much so that she went to Twitter to try to debunk these rumors. And she said, and I love this, she wanted to tell the world what exactly happened, why it happened, and what my life is like today. But until I'm ready to share that with people, please stop prying and making up shit that you know nothing about. I need space and time to heal. And I loved that.
Yes.
Right? So, yes. And then also, just for the sake of not triggering people, there was many more things that happened in that 2018 kind of relapse that should have never happened to a single person. It was absolutely terrifying. But what she did do is she found her voice in music, and she decided to pull herself into music. So as of today, because she's still recording albums, she has 9 albums as of today. That does not include the many, many soundtracks that she is on. Not all of them are Disney, but I didn't know that she sang the credit version of Let It Go on Frozen. That played too many times in my house. But she plays the closing credits, like the pop song version that Disney will do of Let It Go. So, yeah. So I was like, wait, that was her? Oops.
I didn't know that either.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And also, if you haven't heard her protest songs, she's far more evolved from her many years that in the past as a Disney star. She has a protest song against Donald Trump called Commander in Chief. She released that in 2020. It's very nice. She also has a song that is about the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and it's called Swine. I highly recommend our listeners to listen to it. Here's a couple of lyrics, because I don't believe the title really kind of gives you the essence. It has a chorus of undercompensated, too domesticated, underestimated, overregulated, undercelebrated, hate dominated, we're infuriated, got us activated, my life, my voice, my rights, my choice, it's mine, or am I just swine? It's a badass song. That will get you mad in the right way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that beautiful anger fuel. Profits from that song went to nonprofits who supported abortion rights. So not only did she sing the words, but she put the money where it was. She put the attention where it was. And I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
She's also been on TV. Like, she is a name in the popular culture. So she's been a judge on X Factor. She was in a couple of episodes of Glee. She was on Will and Grace, and on The Masked Singer, she was Anana Mouse. I used to watch The Masked Singer, so I remember her as Anana Mouse.
How far did she?
But did you know her immediately?
I did. Camp Rock, many times.
I know that's your superpower, is knowing the singers.
I used to be really good at that. I have this weird thing about voices, especially also like animation. So the voice actors, I'll be like, wait. It's a skill that pays no bills, 100%. In movies, speaking of voice actors, she was Smurfette in the 2017 version of the Smurfs. She was one of the singers in the Will Ferrell Eurovision Song Contest movie. She was one of the competition singers in that. She was also most recently in the movie Toe, which I want to see. It has Rose Byrne in it. It looks like a beautiful independent film festival-y movie that I'm like, oh, she's in that? I was going to see it anyway. In 2024, Demi Lovato directed her first film project. It was a documentary, and it was called Child Star, and it's on Hulu right now. But it did her interviewing 6 other child stars and talking about the high highs and the low lows of growing up in the spotlight. And it has Christina Ricci in it, and Drew Barrymore in it, and Raven Simone, just to name a few. And it's very interesting. It does focus more on her life, on Demi Lovato's life, but you do learn some very interesting stuff about other child stars that you probably either grew up watching or look familiar. To be like, what happened to them? Not great things to start.
Yeah. Exploitation.
Yeah. Losing all their money. Yeah, because of an attorney or a family member or something, right? Nobody's protecting the kids' money that they had earned. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, they talk about the Coogan Law at one point, too. The Coogan Law was Jackie Coogan from the 1920s and 30s, how his family spent all of his money and just kind of forced him to keep working because he didn't have any money. But only certain states abide by Coogan laws, and the internet is not protected by Coogan laws. So if you are a kid influencer and your parents are taking the money, you might not have any way to have that money when you're 18. Exactly. So it talks about that in the documentary, which is extremely important in, content creation nowadays and stuff. In 2021, I almost debated on not saying this particular part, but I think it's important for representation. So in 2021, Demi came out as pansexual and sexually fluid. She said, I've always known I've been hella queer, and I finally embraced it. Demi did use they, them pronouns for a while, but then switched back to she, her. So that's why I'm using she, hers. Otherwise, I would have totally used they, them the entire time. She's totally fine with any and all. She did get married to a dude last year. She married a musician, Canadian musician, Jutes. So she's newly married and seems very, very happy. But currently she is on tour with her 9th album. The album is called It's Not That Deep. She's still young. She's still with us. She's still building a legacy. I'm just saying, if nothing else, keep an eye on her because she's powerful and she's healing. And I think the sky is the limit of where she's going to kind of take that. So she's an interesting one that I wanted to talk about. And remind Katie of Camp Rock. Sorry.
All good memories.
It's a silly memory. You just saw how happy my kids were and you go like,
that's right.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. It's a cute little movie.
It is. It's harmless.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's harmless, the movie.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything behind the scenes.
Of child star and drugs and rock and roll.
Yeah. That Joe Jonas, he's a bad boy.
Oh, that Joe.
That's who she dated too, I think.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. And formed a record label with him for a little bit too. So, yeah.
The only thing I remember about the Jonas Brothers is they had like, what are they called? Those rings that you wore, like
the purity rings.
Purity rings.
They all had that while they were all sleeping with each other and doing cocaine and like at the same but purity rings that will show the public.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of them. I'm trying to remember because I'm not up to speed with Jonas Brothers stuff. I was
you don't have
too
to
old
be.
When that got started. I feel like one of them married. Is it like Sophie Turner or something?
Yeah, they got divorced though. That was Nick.
Wasn't that Joe?
Oh, it was Joe, wasn't it? Because I thought it was Nick for half a second. It was Joe.
It was Joe, the bad boy.
Yeah, the bad boy. Yes, of course he's divorced.
Yes.
Sorry, that sounded judgmental. I'm divorced
it only
too.
adds to his reputation of being a bad boy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Demi Lovato had an incident.
Yeah.
Seems fair, but sure. Oh my goodness. All right, should I wrap it up for this episode?
Sure. Yes, thank you. That's great.
Thank you. That wraps us up for this week. Join the Gals Guide podcast next week as we learn more about healing and mental health. Thanks for listening. That's another woven thread into our personal and collective well-being tapestry. If you loved learning about women's history or are looking for some self-care, discover even more community and care at galsguide.org. Until next time, keep sharing women's stories.